Let me put you onto something that damn near nobody talks about when they talk about Chaka Khan. Before the Grammys, before the world was screaming her name, before she became the soundtrack to generations, Chaka Khan was already a threat to the system. Not because she could sing, but because she could organize. She came out of the south side of Chicago, a place where police treated black neighborhoods like enemy territory. And kids grew up knowing that their safety was something the city didn't care about. And instead of shrinking into that reality, she stepped right into Black Panther-affiliated youth programs as a teenager, doing real community work before she ever even touched a stage. So let me walk you through who she was before the spotlight. Chaka Khan, back when she was Yvette Stevens, was raised in a city where injustice wasn't a headline. It was the daily weather. She saw that poverty wasn't accidental. She saw that brutality wasn't a few bad apples. She saw a city investing in policing instead of protecting. So when she joined the Panthers youth group, she wasn't doing it to be radical. She was doing it because that was the only group that was actually feeding kids, educating families, and defending the neighborhood that the city refused to defend. She showed up to serve free breakfast before school, pass out political education materials, help run childcare at meetings, organize clothing drives, support mutual aid efforts in the community. This wasn't performative. It was survival work. She was a teenager moving like she already knew the world wasn't going to save her people. So she stepped into the rooms where people were saving each other. And let's talk about that fearlessness, because there's a story that she told that people gloss over like it was nothing. But when you understand the context, it hits different. She walked into a Chicago police station as a teenager, demanding the release of another young activist, a child, in a police station in the 1960s, standing in front of officers who viewed Panthers as enemies. Do you understand the level of courage that it takes to do that? That was the moment that the older Panthers realized that she wasn't just hanging around the movement. She was built from it. That fire that you hear in every note that she sings, that came from somewhere. That's Panther fire. That's Southside fire. That's I learned to stand up in the middle of a system that was built to break me fire. And her activism didn't end when the fame started. It evolved. People love to act like she became political once she had influence. But no, absolutely not. Her foundation work, her programs for unhoused families, kids in underfunded schools, women escaping violence, that didn't start with a nonprofit. That started with the Black Panther free breakfast table that she served at as a teenager. She learned early that you measure your impact by who you feed, who you protect, who you show up for, not by who knows your name. Her fame didn't erase the organizer in her. It amplified her. So they'll tell you about the voice, the range, the songs, the legend. Sure, but they'll never tell you how she was raised by radical community work. They'll never tell you that she grew up feeding children before school. They'll never tell you that the Panthers youth program helped shape her worldview. They'll never tell you that the strength in her voice came from watching her community defend itself when the city wouldn't. Because once you connect Chaka Khan to the Panthers, you have to admit that her brilliance didn't come from fame. It came from resistance. Chaka Khan is not just a legend because she can sing. She's a legend because before she ever held the mic, she held her people. You hear me? And that's the part they never want to talk about. Say her name, Chaka Khan. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm sure gonna stream her music today. Hey, yes ma'am, yes ma'am.